In this video, we'll be taking a look at the best free VST plugins of 2020. Hi folks, I'm Mike, and I hope you're well. So as far as years are concerned, 2020 was absolute rubbish. However, we did get some nice new free plugins. So in today's video, I've put together my top 5 free VST plugins for 2020. Now, these could have been plugins which were made in previous years, which I'm using in 2020. However, this list is biased towards new plugins that were either released this year or updated this year. So there are some new plugins as well which haven't been included in any of my previous videos, so do stick around for all of that. We're going to start off at number 5 and then work our way up to my favorite at number 1.
5.
In at number 5, we have UJam Finisher Micro, a fun and easy to use multi-effects plugin. And it's easy to use because it only has a few simple controls. Apart from the input and output controls, our main two controls are mode and amount. Now, mode simply lets you select from one of the many effects included with this plugin. You can see them all there. And the amount control lets you control the amount of effect which you're going to be using. And you can also right-click on these controls and use the Learn MIDI CC function, so you can easily hook this up to a MIDI controller keyboard and then use hardware knobs to control these two knobs on the plugin. Now, I think that's really useful because some of the effects included really lend themselves to being adjusted during a performance. So this is also a good way to kind of automate things with this plugin. So let's start off by having a listen to the Infinity effect. This is the default effect with this, but before I do, let's have a listen to the acoustic guitar which we're going to be applying it to. So I'm gradually going to push up this amount knob. Let's have a listen to hear this effect, Infinity. I rather like that. Moving on, let's have a listen to Jet Plane. This is like a phaser type effect. Not bad at all. Something a bit dirtier would be Distortion. Now, this isn't necessarily the first thing you'd think of for an acoustic guitar, but I encourage you to try effects like this in unexpected places. We'll have a listen. Great way to dirty things up. Then moving on, let's try old radio. Now, what I like to do with things like this is put them on almost full there and then gradually sort of blend them out so we go back to the natural sound. Let's have a listen to that. Can be a nice thing to do, like at the beginning of tracks and things. Moving on again, we'll go through to Rotor Cab. I really like this one. It's a bit like an old Leslie speaker. Have a listen. Apart from Hammond type organs, they're really good on electric guitars as well. Definitely try that out. And then moving on, last we'll try out the chorus effect. Let's have a listen to this. And honestly, this is probably worth downloading just for the chorus alone. That's a really nice chorus they have there with the UJam Finisher Micro.
4.
So in at number 4, I've got something a little bit unusual. This is a synthesizer. It's unusual for me because I don't really use synthesizers all that much, but I really love this one. This is Vital from Vital Audio, and I love it because it's got some great presets and it makes it really great fun to change the sounds. Let's have a listen to this sound I've got loaded up here. I mean, a nice quality sound. Let's mess around with the envelope over here. I'll just create a slow attack there, and I'll just mess around a little bit with the sustain and perhaps the decay a bit. Let's have a listen. So you can hear right away the change that that's making. Okay, so it makes it really easy. You can use this very visually, and if you're even new to controlling sounds like this, I think you'll find this a lot of fun to use. Let's try the LFO down here. We'll just mess around with that. I don't know what this is going to do. We'll have a listen. Ooh, nice. I like that. And I'll randomly go over and mess around with, say, oscillator 3. I'll change this from organic vibes, whatever that is. Let's go through to, we'll try, let's go back to white noise and have a listen. Cool, you can hear that right away, right? Let's have a listen to this with a longer sort of decay on there. Nice, like that a lot. So apart from being able to mess around and change the sounds easily like that, there's a whole bunch of presets, as I say. So let's go through and we'll try out, for example, let's try chorusy keys. I wonder what that's going to sound like. Let's have a listen. Not too bad at all. Could make use of that. Moving on, let's try something like, I don't know what these are. I'll just randomly go for, say, float chords and have a listen to that. Oh, yes, I like that. And you can see visually there what's going on, with the LFO there. Very, very cool. Let's try out a pad. So if I go here, I can go to the side here and just shortlist that to pads there. And I'll try Abby's Son. Let's try that one out for size. How can you say no to that? It's free, for goodness sake. Check out the links in the description. Download this one. It's really, really good.
3.
So in at number 3, we have a piano. This is Hammersmith Free from Sonic Couture. Now, I've already made a video this year about my favourite free pianos, and this wasn't in it because this is actually new to me and it's quickly become my number 1 pick in terms of free pianos. Now, we're going to hear it in a moment, but I quickly want to mention this is a Kontakt library, but you won't need the full version of Kontakt for this. This will work in the free Kontakt player, okay? So follow the links in the description for that. Let's have a quick listen to the basic piano sound here. I mean, that really rivals some commercial products, right? Now you can see on this simple interface there's 3 controls here. Now because this is the free version, you don't use this close mic or the room mic here. You can just use this to control the level here. So you can move on though, however, to the effects section where all of these things are available. You have an equalizer down here and you also have some different reverbs you can choose from here and you can control those, okay? Then in the advanced section over here, you can control some great things like the noise of the pedal, the sound of the key going back up, all of that kind of good stuff that you really normally only get with commercial products, okay, as well as some expression here, a velocity curve if you like, to control how much expression you get when using your keyboard with this piano. Overall, I just think a fantastic sounding piano regardless of whether it's free or not.
2.
So in at number 2 is an old favourite of mine, updated in 2020, Slate Drums 5. Now you get the player, but then you get this free deluxe kit with it as well. Let's just have a quick listen to this right away. As you can hear, a really natural sounding kit. And although this is a rock kit, I reckon you could use this for all kinds of different styles of music, actually. So that's the main screen there. If we go over to edit, you can see that we can actually edit each drum in terms of things like attack, decay, sustain, release, all that good stuff. Control the sort of velocity curves for them, that kind of thing. Then we've got a mixer as well. One of the things I really like, of course, about the mixer is we've got a separate output for each drum. So we can route that to different channels in the mixer in our DAW, so we don't have to keep going into this plugin during our mixing phase. Always very, very handy here. We have a mapping feature so you can move the drums to different keys if you're used to a different configuration from other plugins there. And then we have a few grooves as well. So a nice selection actually of jazz, pop, R&B and rock grooves there. All in all, just a very, very nice sounding kit that you can use on all kinds of different music. Now, I just want to mention while I'm here, while you've got this nice acoustic sounding kit, you'd probably want to marry it with a nice sounding bass guitar. So I just want to mention this isn't in my top 5, but this is the Ample Sound Ample Bass P2 Lite. I'm going to switch that on. Let's have a listen to those drums and bass together. By the way, are you finding this video useful? If you are, could you go ahead and hit the like button for me? Do it right away so that you don't forget. Also, if you do like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe and ring the bell on YouTube so that you're notified about my other videos. Now, back to this video. So before we go on to my number 1 pick, I just want to make a quick couple of honourable mentions. The first one is Arturia's Chorus June 6, which you can see here. This is the chorus unit from the June 6 synthesizer that they released recently. Now, I want to say up front that at the time of making this video, this is only available for free for another couple of days. So if you're watching this video just after release, you want to head over there right away and download this. Now, I'm going to apply it to that guitar that we were listening to earlier. It's got a couple of modes here and then a manual mode so we can adapt it to our own needs. Let's have a listen. So a really nice chorus unit there. Now the next one that I want to mention has been around for a while, but it's been revamped for 2020, and that's Isotope's Vinyl. Now this is great if you want to get that vinyl sound to your recordings. It's got lots and lots of options. So let's start off with the dust control, for example. I'll turn that up. So you can hear that kicking in there. I'll just pull it back a little bit. It's probably a bit too much. Now, when we play it in a moment, we're going to hear some scratches. I'm just going to put that up very, very subtly because I found the scratch control can get very out of hand when you push it up here. So I'll leave it there. Now, let's have a listen to our song. I'm going to push the warp control up as well. Yeah, that scratch is too much. And the warp is too much. Now, as well as those kind of effects, you also have the sort of mechanical, electrical sounds here. Let's have a listen to that mechanical sound as we turn it up. Okay, you can hear that. And then the electrical sound. Just that kind of buzz sound there. So let's have a listen again. And then I'm going to start off with the 1970s sound, but I'm going to take us back in time to the 1950s. Have a listen. Things got really tinny back then, hey? So that is Isotope's Vinyl, and also it's got this spin down effect.
1.
So in at number 1 is one of my favourite releases from 2020 and very well deserved in the number 1 spot in my opinion. This is the BBC Symphony Orchestra from Spitfire Audio. The Discovery Edition is available for free if you sign up for their newsletter, and then you'll get a link for this in 14 days time, okay? So you'll just have to be a little bit patient, but you'll definitely get it, and I think it's well worth it because this is massive for a free library. Really incredible actually. So we'll start off by listening to some of the strings. We've got violins 1 selected first off. We'll have a listen to that. Now we've also got some different articulations long there, spiccato, pizzicato. Now, by the way, these different articulations can be changed with key switches. If I just use this control here, you'll see the key switches right down the bottom there. So you can change from one articulation to the other on the fly as you're playing your pieces. Let's go along to violins too. Now, all of the different violins or strings here have the same articulation. So I'll just give you a taste of each. This is violins 2. Okay, and then we move on to violas over here. Very nice indeed. Then to the cellos. I start to really like things down here. Really like the cellos, and then the basses. Let's have a listen to some pizzicato basses. Okay, so that's the strings, and then of course we can move on to things like the woodwinds and the piccolo here. Flutes. Oboes. We'll move through these quickly. Clarinets. And then some bassoons. Very, very cool indeed. So what else have we got? We have, let's see, should be some brass over here. Yes, trumpets over here. Some trombones. I've run out of notes there. Of course, they're authentic to the ranges that these instruments work in. So go to the bass trombones. And then to the tuba. Just had to do that. Okay, so then some other things that we have are harps and celeste. Very, very nice indeed. Some percussion, lots of percussion here. Timpani hits, and then some untuned percussion as well. Okay, lots of different choices in there. And then last but not least, I think we have some horns over here. So you can see these are all kind of arranged in the way that the orchestra would be arranged, and it seems like they're panned in that way as well. Just a delicious selection there, and really if you want to get started with writing some like movie music or game music or even just some straightforward orchestral music, this is fantastic. And also in some contemporary music as well, when you want the odd string section or some brass, that kind of thing, this is incredible for free and fully deserves the #1 spot. So what do you think? Do you agree with my list? Are there some that I left out? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your opinions. Check the description for the links down below, and while you're there, check out my link to my Patreon page, where for as little as $1 per month, you can help me help you by making more videos like this. And I'll see you in the next video.